am I wasting my time? That's the thought. That's what the video is about. I'm in a rut. I haven't made a video in over, I think it's 6 weeks now. I don't even know the exact week. It's enough weeks that I've lost count. I haven't made any songs. I've hardly written anything at all. I'm in a rut, and I'm sure a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sure you guys have all felt that way. Whether or not that's music or some creative endeavor or just life, you know, where you feel like you can't do the things you like doing anymore. It's something that's happened to me pretty consistently throughout my life, where I have these periods of like really high output and then nothing at all. So I think it might be valuable for me to just talk about my experience and what I'm going through, and then I'll give you my 3-step process for getting out, which of course is easier said than done. So first, I want to talk about what led me here, because things were going really well, of course. I put out a bunch of videos. I said I was going to make a video every week, and I did that for 7 or 8 weeks, I think. And I was really proud of myself for that. So what changed? Well, a lot of times these things just show up out of the blue, and this time is different for me, at least. I went through a pretty dramatic life change. I finished college, I moved to a new place. This is a brand new room, obviously, and I started a new job, which is, you know, it's an exciting opportunity, but it's a huge change. First off, I lost my room, you know, the room where I made all those videos. I loved that room. I mean, that was where I spent the majority of my time for the last 3 years of my life. I had it in a place where I felt like I could be productive in it. I had it set up to where I could make music quickly, and it sucks to be pulled out of a space like that where I really felt comfortable and put in this one, which has a lot of issues right now. I mean, I'm not fully set up, and it's an echo chamber. It's really bad. I'm not quite sure how much it comes across on this mic specifically, but I cannot record music in here, and I definitely can't mix in here. It is nuts in here. So there's a ton of work to do. And really what that means is I'm sitting on a mountain of excuses. I have all these things I can say to convince myself not to do something, you know? And it's everything. It's from, oh, the sound treatment in my room is bad, to, oh, I'm just tired from work today, to, oh, my tripod is actually a little bit too short. And all those excuses lead me down the path that say, and so the product will be bad. And you know, those doubts are always there, but when you feel like you have so much to do before you can even get to a point where you can make anything good, it's really easy to just not try. And that's stupid. This leads me to step 1 of getting out of the rut, and that is to reduce your expectations. Now, like I said, these are all going to be easier said than done. I keep thinking about this phrase, you can't skip the bad ones. You can't skip the bad ones. You just can't do it. Even if you work really hard at something and you make something really bad, that's not a waste of time, because you had to make it. You couldn't skip it. You had to make it, and took the lessons you learned from it to make the next thing, and to make that next thing just a little bit better, right? You can't skip the bad ones, so screw it. If my audio is gonna sound bad in here, if this video is not gonna be as good as my other ones, it doesn't matter, because I have to make it, because I have to make this one so I can make the other ones. I just have to do it. It's hard because I'm making this and I'm still in the rut, right? I'm like trying to tell you how to get out of the rut, but really I'm trying to tell myself how to get out of the rut and hoping you get something out of it. I also think about something I heard from, I think it was Dan Harmon, and I'm not sure if he's the originator of this idea, but he was talking about spiders. And spiders are just born to build webs. They don't think, is this corner the perfect corner to make my perfect web? No, they just make a web, you know? And if it sucks, they just move on to a new corner and they make a new web. They just make webs. That's all they do. It doesn't matter if they're good or bad, they make webs. I gotta make a web, you know? I gotta reduce my expectations. I gotta stop thinking about like, oh, well, it's not gonna be perfect, so don't try it. No, I just gotta make a web, man. Step 2 is reduce the scale. I really wanted to return with an episode of Music Philosophy, but the thing about that is those videos are a lot of work. I mean, just the script is like an essay that takes me many hours, many hours, and then I have to, you know, I record it, I edit it, I make all the graphics for it. It's a lot of work. It's like when I can't get myself to do anything, trying to get myself to do all that is impossible, you know? So reduce the scale. It wasn't until I told myself, I'm just gonna sit in front of a camera and talk about my struggle right now, that I began to be able to approach it. Because this is something I can just turn out. I can just sit here, talk to you, and then I'll edit it up a little bit. This kind of just is what it is. And it wasn't until I let myself do that that I even picked up the camera. And now is the worst step of the list. 3, just do it. And this is a really unfortunate step. I wish there was a better way, because it doesn't matter how much you reduce your expectations, how much you reduce the scale. If you don't do it, it doesn't matter, right? At some point you have to pick up the paintbrush, pick up the guitar, I don't know, whatever your thing is, you gotta pick it up and do it. There's no alternative. You just have to do it. And it's a really unfortunate step, and I wish it was easier. Because if it was easy, I wouldn't have not made videos for all these weeks. I almost didn't make this video. The crazy thing is, this is my second time recording it. I recorded this, it was Sunday night, it was last Sunday night. I would have had a video for this last Monday, but I took the footage into the computer and I didn't record any audio. The battery in my microphone had died and I just got static. Totally useless, right? It's just, and I was so angry, and I took it as a sign of like, maybe I should just never make a video again. Maybe this is a sign that I'm not cut out for this. You know, took it personally when my battery just died. It happens. And the crazy thing is, like I say, just do it. It took me 4 days. It's Thursday to re-record this. I left the camera set up, I left the lights set up, I reduced my barrier to entry, and it still took me 4 days to sit back down here and talk. It's not easy, you know? You can't wait for motivation or inspiration or any of that to strike, because it doesn't usually. It's only rare. There's something that you have to curate and nurture. You have to keep working and keep making things, and as you make things, you'll have more ideas to make other things. But if you're just sitting around waiting for ideas, anyway, that's the 3-step process. Reduce expectations, limit scale, and just do it. And I think the hardest part is, it's so easy to say, right? It's not that for over these past 6 weeks, I've just been lazy, just like, bleh, I'll make a video whenever I feel like it, bleh. No. I'm saying every single day I've been on myself, like, you need to do something. You have to make something, write part of a script, you have to think, come up with an idea, you have to do something, and I have done nothing regardless of that pressure. And so, you know, it's easier said than done. And on a very positive note, in these 6 weeks that I've not made anything, the channel has basically doubled. In my last video, we were celebrating 200 subscribers. We're close to 400 now, which is incredible. Thank you to everybody who has enjoyed my Levitation 21 video. I'm really proud of that video. I hope to make a bunch more like that. I really, really do. And I promise you, there is more stuff like that coming, but I don't have it in me right now, and you can't skip the bad ones. So that's me. I hope you learned something from this. I hope this was valuable, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.